Girls, what inappropriate questions about guys have you always wanted answered? How often do you accidentally sit on your nuts? I live in England and it's generally freezing, so very rarely. Has every guy at some point in time tried to suck their own dong, or is this just fiction? I've tried. Didn't work. I can't even touch my own feet without bending my legs, so I don't know why I thought it would work. So when guys crash at each other's houses, what do you do when you wake up with morning wood? Do you have to hide it from each other? You go to the bathroom, wait for it to half soften and take a piss. It's never really come up. Does sex really feel different with a condom on? Like, is there a noticeable difference, and if so, is it bad or feel less pleasurable? Semicolon. Edit. Thanks for the responses. Kind of sad to know that my boyfriend may not be enjoying sex fully. A very notable difference. I wouldn't say it feels bad, but the difference is definitely in that it's less pleasurable. Yes. Rub the tips of your thumb and middle fingers together, lightly, so you feel a bit of a tickle. Repeat this with a latex glove on your hand. Obviously the glove will be thicker than a condom, but a barrier is still a barrier. The majority of the sensation comes from friction. Having the condom move the dick effectively eliminates that, for at least me. Do you actually wash underneath your balls? Yes. How much does having a nice face matter? Especially in a long-term partner? Someone on Reddit said before that the most beautiful person in the world to you is the person you're in love with. It's an important part of physical attractiveness. But it doesn't matter that much if I like her personality in general. Do you feel weird when someone sits on your lap because of you know? Guys, you say you don't care how many partners a girl has had. But does it secretly bother you? For me, it does not matter. 25yo. But if you ask someone how much partners she has been with and the girl is ashamed to answer the actual number and would lie about it, then that would bother me. Does your dong float or sink in water? I've taken a few baths as an adult. It floats. But it's not like if you jump into the deep end with trunks on you can dick boy yourself to safety. As a dude scrolling this thread, I had no idea we were so mysterious to women. How the FCK does it feel to come out semen? Imagine drinking out of a really long straw. The anticipation keeps building because you have no idea how long it will take for your drink to reach your mouth. Then once it does, you're surprised at that very moment, even though you were expecting it. Now imagine that anticipating. Do you actually compare dong sizes with your friends? No. At my ex-boyfriend in the army, he told me that he and other solidars, 18 years old kids, used to compare their dicks in the shower, and turns out his half Indian friend got the biggest dong, so everyone started calling him Sultan. Edit. Does every vagina feel different? When inside, are some significantly better than others? Is there a correlation between outside appearance and how good it feels? All vaginas absolutely feel different. Yes. Some are definitely better than others. No correlation between appearance and feel. Or for that matter, body size, type or race. For what it's worth, I've never been with a woman that felt bad. Don't think cars like Cadillac versus Kia. Think colors. They're all awesome. But they're all different. Here is something super important I can tell you that younger guys can't. After a baby, my wife felt different. Not worse. Not bad. Not wish it was tighter, just different. Don't waste a single second worrying about how your vagina feels to a man. Every man who feels it will love it. It's not a question. But I have on several occasions almost blurt out to random men on the street that they smell amazing. I don't know what kind of top scientists they have working on men's cologne these days. Because holy shit, some guys smell good on like a primal level. You should definitely tell them. It's a fun compliment that I love getting. When you go to the bathroom, do you wash your hands before taking your dick out to pee? Not usually, unless my hands were already dirty. How do I compliment you without thinking there's more to it? I don't know the answer, but I have something that might help. Girls don't compliment guys because they're likely to take it non-platonically. Where do you put your dick when you're shitting? Edit. Maybe I should have been more specific. I meant, do you guys prefer to leave it dangling in the bowl, your leg, or on the seat, length varying? I just throw it over my shoulders to keep it out of my way. It just hangs there. It's not exactly in the way. Nowhere? What does it feel like to get a boner or to have sex? A boner? You can feel the weight of it. Like whichever position you're in. It's standing up. So you can feel the weight bearing down on the base. In your clothes. It's pushing against your pants trying to escape. So you can feel pressure. You can kind of feel the internal pressure of the blood inside it. And a certain tightness. Sex is like soft, warm, wet, luscious lips that fit over your whole cock. Is it weird to grab your ass during sex? I just want to help. Guide it? Not at all. Don't worry about such little things. Minor stuff like that you should just do. It shows you're into it and an active participant. The worst thing you can do is be passive and boring. What do you think about during sex? The sex we're having. Alternatively, sex with grandma if we need to cool things down a bit. The way her skin smells. The way her hair smells. The way her smooth legs feel on my back. The sound of her breath. The rhythm we create. How hot she feels inside. The way her neck tastes when I'll lick it. The perfect combination of firm and soft her body feels against mine. That's missionary. I'd bore you if I went through all the positions. Has a girl ever sat on your penis the incorrect way? Happens incredibly often at certain positions. Reverse cowgirl is the worst, and when the girl gets carried away and not being careful, it's extremely easy for it to slip out and her just sitting on it and squashing it. Incredibly painful. How much does boob size matter? I would describe nice boobs as something that you get extra marks for, but you don't lose anything for not having them. People come in different shapes and sizes. I think that appearance is just about the mix of everything rather than one thing. As far as aesthetics go, shape is more important than size. If I like someone, then it doesn't matter. Not at all. Saw someone else say that the best boobs are the ones they are allowed to touch. I'm gonna reply to you with a comment I saw here on Reddit some time ago. All men have their preferences, whether it's big or small, fat or thin, redhead or blonde. But the best body type is always the body of the one we love. And if you ever get together with someone who doesn't prefer your body, then get the FCK out of there. He's not worth your time. So let's say you like a girl a lot and you flirt here and there and whatever. When you see her, do you get a boner cause you like her and she's attractive, or cause you wanna smash, or both? I imagine it varies person to person, but as an adult I've found that just being around people I'm into isn't enough to give me an erection. It will usually take me thinking about a more sexual scenario or looking at their body for an extended period of time. As for the reason for the boner itself, it'll usually be some degree of imagining the act itself. Whether that's more emotional or simply because of looks will again vary person to person. Why don't you have to wipe when you pee? There's absolutely no need at all. Not even a little dab. I DK about other people, but I'm not comfortable unless I give that thing a good wipe. I dab sometimes. But I think the majority of the time shaking it off is good enough. If I took the penis skin and blew into it. Is this your own unique yet complicated way of asking how far foreskin rolls back? Wow, I've owned a pair of balls my whole life and I just realized that the dull ache I feel is from when I'm sitting on them. You think you own them? If you nut in the freezing cold, does your cum freeze mid-shot? I don't think you could find the penis if it was freezing cold. I don't know the freezing point of cum, but good luck finding a guy to pull out his wanker in that cold. A. Pee doesn't freeze mid-air, so why would cum? B. If the air was cold enough to freeze anything mid-air, what F King Dumbus would be jacking off? C. If it is cold enough for cub to freeze midair, someone would most likely die from the cold. D. What's up with not having sex with your girlfriend, but then masturbating? For me, sometimes it's the effort. It's a lot easier to rub one out than have to engage with foreplay, positions, movement, stamina, all that. On the other hand, just masturbating is almost effortless. Cause she said no. What do you fantasize about when you masturbate? This is going to be different for every guy lol. A woman genuinely wanting me and showing it. If they knew what we were really thinking, they'd never stop slapping us. It's easier to list what we don't fantasize about. Why do you say you don't measure your dick? Some men have said, well, it's like you don't measure your arm. But from my woman perspective, if I had something between my legs, I'd measure it. We know our bra and shoe size. Why don't you know your dick size? Every man has measured their dick at least once. Whether or not they accept the measurement is another story. I've heard you can, like, pop your nuts up inside the sack or something. What does that even mean? You can push them back into your body cavity. What does a boner feel like? Like, does it throb, and if you don't satisfy the urge, does it hurt? Asking for a friend, I guess. No real feeling. Excessive sex of masturbation can bring a slight pain, but nothing too bad. How bad did it hurt? Imaging a horrible pain like getting stabbed by 10,000 needles or more. Then had nausea. I was playing a game of soccer when I was younger, and I started to go near my opponent who was about to make a strike into the goal. Instead of kicking the ball, his foot went directly into my crotch. It's a very unique kind of pain. Immediately met with intense sharp pain before it settles into a constant and terrible dull pain. My whole body collapsed from the excruciating pain I felt. And I also felt super dizzy, nauseous, and lightheaded. Do you like cuddling? Because I'm literally a Zul and feel like I have no chance. We love cuddling. Guys might seem all macho-y, but we love cuddling and we love all that cute tea. Do guys rate girls? Yes. Do bears tea in the woods? For the guys who didn't get to choose to have a circumcision, are you mad at the people who chose for you when you were a baby? Not mad. Just a bit wistful. Like wondering if the grass is greener. I'm cut and I don't constantly wish for the opposite. But I'd like to know what it's like. There are pros and cons to both and I've made peace with it. Do you notice any differences in how a woman's vagina feels? We notice differences in dick size and shapes. I am wondering if that is the same case the other way around. There's women on Reddit. Why do you believe it's socially acceptable to tell me that you're horny? That I give you boners? That you want to jerk off to me in the first few minutes we meet? Why? I'm not saying all guys do this. Just some. I want answers because whenever I ask, they tell me that I wouldn't understand because I'm a female and too young. They're right about that. I don't understand. It's not. And it's just f-king weird and creepy that they would do that. First comment in this thread. But these dudes that have talked to you sound mentally unwell. I'm guessing they don't expect the conversation relationship to last, so they resort to getting straight to the point before you can end it. Even you acknowledging them is amazing for them. In the first few minutes? No. If we're dating? It's a compliment. Do you all need sex in a relationship? I am not a Zul, so yes. It will still be a relationship but will always feel like it's missing Zul passion. It's different. Yes. Otherwise you're friends. Is your love for your female partner based on how well she FCKS, or you actually fall in love independently from it? In my experience, Zul performance has never made me love someone more. However, loving my Zul partner has made the sex better. What is up with you coming on eyeballs? As a guy, I have the same question. Why TF do you guys talk about jerking off so much? Also, what's funny about moaning in class? It's kinda like the penis game to me. And the jerking off part usually means you don't care about talking about gay stuff. Because either we are confident and do it as a joke meme, or we aren't like talking about it because of the preference. I personally don't like talking about that kind of stuff. Why aren't you all angrier about circumcision? As a woman, I think it's just as traumatizing as some forms of FGM. Why are y'all just like, okay boys get assaulted when their baby is NBD? Edit. Thanks for the answers, very interesting spectrum of responses. I will say that circumcised babies are actually affected by it. They have significantly larger pain reactions than non-circumcised babies when they get needle sticks from shots, etc. Also, a non-circumcised penis is engineered to be low friction and more pleasurable to partners. I still come down on the side of it's unnecessary, but if you want it to happen to your child, you should let them choose when they're older and can get surgery and appropriate pain meds for it. Also, for those saying FGM is worse. Yes, agreed. I was talking about the form that removes the clitoral hood only, which is basically the foreskin. Both are assaults though. Just BC there less doesn't mean it still can be traumatizing. When we ask you to stop, for whatever reason, how much effort does it take? Update. So we finally had our side talk. A lot of unsaid things came out. And of course, I haven't been the best partner either. I'm this case. I don't think we can move past everything that's happened. But what I've learned more than anything is to communicate with my partner directly rather than ask strangers on the internet what they think, because everything seems to vary from person to person. Even though on this case I think him not stopping when I told him I was in pain several times and then claiming it takes too much effort is uncool. Thank you to everyone who responded. I was freaking out. And I've gained a lot of perspective from each of you. It's not difficult. It's just frustrating. Literally none. You just stop. If a guy is telling you anything different, he is lying and trying to manipulate you into letting him finish. None at all. There is absolutely no excuse in the world that any man could use to justify not listening to their partner. What does it feel like if you have a dick? Disappointing.